There it is. There it is. Hang on. I'm trying to share this for like the first time in like 19 years.
He got us.
Yeah.
He crashed the episode. Antisocial experience 264. Living or learning?
What be the first thing I crashed?
That's all right, man. I don't mind.
It's gonna have to be today.
Now, do we actually dive right into a topic, or do we go into what we pulled into today? Because that's kind of.
I think we go what we pulled into today, because diving in is just bad, especially if it's like in the shallow end, and we're at the shallow end right now. We got to wade into the deep end.
Right.
Yeah, and then wade back out.
Apologies ahead of time also for the, how do I want to say it? The, oh, geez.
Air conditioner?
Air conditioner noise, yes. I don't like.
I was like, what is he going with?
I don't like that.
I don't like anything that makes noise, especially people.
Yeah, no doubt. Anyhow, whether people are watching now, later, doesn't matter. And listening to this, we'll actually talk about it for the audio listeners. So we each pulled into the studio today at separate times.
Astounded.
And pulling in, I'm just going to play a quick clip. You should still be able to hear our mics, but I have the audio muted for the clip. And yeah, here it goes. Soon in this clip, you can see a deer parking lot, Jimmy, the main road, and 180-degree spin around to the front of the studio, like the building where we're at. Just a quick clip.
And I said to Nick, I'm no homicide detective by any means, by any means. But like I didn't do a chalk outline, I didn't dust for fingerprints, but I'm just having a hard time believing that that's where that deer laid down to die at. Even if it's spun out I'm just having a hard time believing that somebody didn't drag him there or set him there. But also, there's no drag marks either. But there's also no hoof marks.
There's no nothing.
Yeah.
The only thing that looks like is his ear was flopping. And
right.
You know how you make a snow angel?
Yeah.
It looks like his ear was legit like snow angel and in the gravel.
Well, he was becoming a real angel.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, a deer angel.
I guess a gravel angel.
Yeah, he's one of Charlie's angels even,
I'm not trying to be cruel or saying animal cruelty, but like.
Who put him there?
Do you believe that was a placement?
I have a hard time believing it's not.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know what to make.
Maybe they're trying to set us up.
It could be.
It could be.
Could be, man. You never know.
I know.
Regardless, it's
it's stupid. Get him out of the parking lot.
Yeah, and not that I hit a lot of deer, but the few that have collided with my car have ran off.
Same.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I almost got stopped in like a slight bump. So.
Same here.
But had I killed one, I'm not the type to take the roadkill and go butcher it and eat it. So I would definitely call whoever I need to call to come.
I wouldn't drag it in somebody's fucking parking lot. Like, come on, man. Like, fuck.
Yeah. So again, audio listeners, it's just a picture of a deer laying in our parking lot. You see the main road, Jimmy standing there. I'm running the camera, obviously.
Yeah, I was standing there bitching, if you can imagine.
Yeah, I had to mute it.
Yeah, of course.
And then a 180-degree swing around from the deer and Jimmy to the front of the studio. So that's all you missed in the video if you happen to be a listener. Now, moving on to closing the one investigation, starting another.
Yeah. Open another one up. You're like fucking Nancy Drew today.
It's all right, man.
It's gonna have to be.
Name at least one or two more comic book series where they're teen detectives.
Dick Tracy. Oh no, Hardy Boys.
That
what's the other one? Fuck.
Nancy Drew, the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, there's other ones. Ramona, she wasn't a detective. She should have been. Beezus maybe should have been a detective. Maybe a gumshoe.
Right.
Yeah. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Definitely. That's a good one. Hey, Spencer, I just typed in chat as well, too. How you doing, bud?
Shit. Like, there's another one, and it's eating me alive. I keep wanting to say Dick Tracy, but that's not it at all.
But
Tracy.
There's teen detective novels that you read. Yeah.
I got to look it up.
Go ahead, look it up.
Because there's one we're missing that's really important.
No, live while you're looking that up, so I don't get too far in. Living or learning, and that kind of goes into the whole thing that we do.
Mm-hmm.
With the one creating this, and then two, just like each independent business that we're working on. And I'm trying to think of the proper way to say it, but like, say you were going to hire somebody, right?
Okay.
Which guy are you more likely to hire?
Encyclopedia Brown.
Is that what it is?
That's what I was thinking of.
Okay. I have heard that, but that wasn't what I was
He's
thinking
Encyclopedia Brown Boy Detective is what he goes by. Fucking okay, good. And Harriet the Spy.
That was it right there. Anyhow, Liberty Learning, if you're going to hire somebody, like say you small business, each of us, and you're going to hire somebody, who are you more likely to hire? That person that has a piece of paper that says they went to school and opened a book, or somebody that's like living, breathing that every day?
Oh, the person's living, breathing that every day,
right?
Because that's who I am. You know what I mean?
Right, and that's what I tend to do too. Like just the fixing, learning, doing.
Right. If they have some sort of interest in it, they're going to take pride in it. As far as, you know what I mean? Like
the work.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Like if there's some sort of interest there, there's going to be pride behind that work. So,
and not saying that somebody that went to college or got further schooling or education on a matter is,
less qualified. But I just feel like mentality and stuff wise, like I want the person that's fucking just, wants to be fucking nose deep in that shit and just getting it.
Yeah, I mean, but there are times where having that piece of paper that says, "Hey, I attended here and opened books." Scooby Doo.
Yeah,
he must be behind on us.
Yeah, Scrappy's a good one too.
That's all right, unless you just thought of it. But no, and it comes back to like I think everybody would want that person that is passionate about what they do. Like
you were starting to say that there's times that having that piece of paper was good. Can you name some of those times?
Well, just where specifically jobs that won't hire somebody based on proof of concept. Like say you go, you're trying to get a job and you're filling out applications. You want to go work for, say you were interested in silk screening. You learned how to do it a little at your house, or a lot in your case. But say you want to go be part of a bigger shop, and I don't know if you can get a degree in that, but let's say you could,
right?
Or anything that you could, and you go and apply. Versus at these places, they'd probably be more likely to, like, some businesses will only hire when you have experience plus a degree in whatever.
Yeah, some jobs I guess require the degree too, for sure. Right.
And they won't hire based on proof of concept.
Right.
Which any of the repair IT places that I've worked for, I don't have a degree. I'm self-taught. Just I've learned everything myself, and it's always been proof of concept. Like, hey, let me do some work for you. If you like it, give me a job. If you don't, I'll fucking kick rocks.
Yeah, but like in cases where that doesn't, piece of paper shouldn't. Mechanic is another good one. But being a chef, like, I went to college for 2.5 years or whatever. But like that piece of paper would have started me exactly where I started without it. You know what I mean? Like you're still starting at the bottom and you still got to work your way up. So what was the real point of it? And it's you learn all this like shit that like if you're going to work on a cruise ship or some fucking high ass class restaurant, but if you're just going to like cook in a decent restaurant and stuff, like you don't need that shit, man.
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay's like, hey, you, not the clean cut guy, the druggie, the guy always partying. I want you.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And that's the case, because like that job in itself is like you live and breathe that job, because like as well as I do, like the only people around are the people you work with, because your schedule is so fucked up. So like that's who you tend to stick with at the times, you know what I mean? People, your coworkers, even off work, even when you're not at work.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. I did anyway, like because it's harder because like nobody else is really on your schedule. Right. Another thing is like you don't have nights, you don't have weekends, you don't have time off, you don't like, and like you just live, breathe that shit, man. And like it's just it becomes you, and that job sucks.
Yeah,
I did it for 20 years, and I can say it sucks.
But it's also you know what I mean? Like think about the experience that you have, and I'm not saying you did that as a passion or a hobby. You may have started there, with getting a degree in that, but definitely the silk screening. Like I know you're into music, into the bands, and part of that world is the merchandise.
Mm-hmm. A big part of that world, really.
Before you ever made shirts, you've always worn the shirts. Mm-hmm. But you kind of bridge that gap where you can now make
Yeah, like what I told you before, like, it doesn't feel authentic to me anymore, like, when I'm making these guys shirts and stuff, like, for me to, like, wear one, I'm like, "Ugh, I made this," you know? It's not like getting a new piece of merch to me, like, it's weird, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, I'm gonna say yesterday, dude, I had the biggest day I've ever had in Quick Eddie's
Business-wise?
history. Yeah, ever. Like,
Congratulations, man, that's
thanks, dude.
good
It
shit.
was insane, and like I told you, like, it's all mostly fairly easier stuff, you know what I mean? Nothing's too complicated, so I should be able to crank stuff out in, a quick manner. I actually even started some last night because I had some of my
Nice.
own shirts there, so
Very nice. And the other thing with the world the way it is today, with
yeah,
us being ever more, we're more we're more connected than ever
yeah,
as a world,
but more
but so isolated,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, more isolated than I think we've ever been.
Right. Right. Definitely holds true. And
I think the, pandemic helped with that a lot.
it did, but it's whatever you're doing, like what you're doing or what I'm doing. I'm not unique. There's many people that have done repairs years before me and
Oh,
shared
say
it how to
yeah,
do it.
same here.
But the fact that we can take what we're passionate about and put it out there to show somebody else, to try and, teach somebody else, or somebody has the same problem to get over whatever hurdle to get over, we can share it. Or maybe somebody gets inspired by what we're doing.
Mhm.
That's really cool, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
when
I don't
I don't know, it's off topic a bit, but it's like,
Well, I'm not gloating or anything, but we definitely like we've changed the game a little bit, dude. Like you and I in this little fucking place, this little studio, we've changed the game, and you know what I mean?
in a sense, I mean,
Dude, we have it. Listen, like you and I put out a show. I mean, we connected like East and West Coast Pennsylvania and stuff like, and that's no joke. But like the East side, York and PA and Pittsburgh, like we connected all those people. We did.
yeah,
Like, we did that. Now they're all together as one. Like, dude, we did that, and that's pretty fucking cool. Like, we
yeah,
we
no
definitely
doubt.
changed. There's bands playing together in fucking Canada because of you and I. Like,
That never would have met.
no, like that's cool,
No hope
man.
of.
Yeah, like that's fucking cool.
Yeah, really.
That's an impact, man. We made an impact.
And that's I don't get to speak about that a lot because I'm not on that show, essentially. I'm just back
Yeah, but
the
I don't speak about it a lot. Just you know what I mean? I'm humble and I don't
yeah.
like to brag about anything. But we did do that, and we got to, we should be happy about that.
But being on the back side of that, it's pretty cool, like, because I get to see both sides or experience both sides of one, creating a show and being on camera, being on mic, but also then on that I get to not be on mic
Right, just run all
unless
the
I
back end. Yeah,
yeah, just make sure shit's going good.
you get to be the
Listen,
voice of God.
yeah, the unembodied voice of God. But no, it's I don't know. It's like I'm trying to think of a way to say this because it's not like we've accomplished a lot. Very little with what we did. To us, it's a lot.
Right, but that's what matters.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it does matter, like the making those goals.
yeah.
And it's like when you wanna create, do anything, learn something, you can't just like try a little bit and then, oh well, it's quitting time. I'm done for the day.
Yeah,
Keep
dude.
pushing on, when everybody else is done doing it, you're just getting started. That's like when
Yeah, dude, those nights we were down here, like I said, we brought it up last week, I think, about being down here at 1, 2 in the morning. I'm talking to Morgan Farrell, and we had the show to put out the show by 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the next morning. Like we had like a 6 hour, you know what I mean? We didn't have a
yeah.
show and
Yeah, that was
we put it out. But that's doing it, man. That's, you know what I mean? That's not stopping. That's
something. When you said that last week about that close of a reduction going from a recorded interview show, right?
Mhm.
And then wrapping up, tearing, or not tearing down, but shutting down the studio, me going home, running through the video, editing, doing the video and the audio portion of it, cutting in the intros and whatnot, and then getting it out and published
yeah, the
in
social
time.
media and yeah.
If I tried to do that instead of, what was that, last year? If I tried to do that like
It was 2
5
years
years,
ago actually.
okay, if I tried to do that like 4 or 5 years ago, not a chance it ever would have happened. I would have been like calling you the next morning, like, hey man, we got to delay this till next Saturday.
Right.
Wouldn't happen because I didn't have that skill set at the time in order to take in and do like a 7-hour turnaround time on a show.
Yeah, but it was fantastic. You know what I mean? But
I guess.
But no, but like, you know what I mean? It's just, that's getting it, dude. That's not giving in until, you know what I mean? I think the only time we really had to give in was the time the tree fell on the fucking, like there was just nothing we could do, man. There's no power. There's nothing we could do.
Yeah, no, it did. It took your power out and took out my internet here.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had no internet.
No, and we've been wasting Scooter's time, and it worked out for everybody anyway, you know? Like,
I think had we went ahead that day and got that interview, say we used the phone as a hotspot, we still could have pulled the interview off.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a completely different interview, and not the awesome interview that you got in the reschedule.
My mindset was different already because of, the tree falling. It just like, you know what I mean? It was just already bad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing too, man. With the perseverance, the persistence, the doing a small business, doing, what you do with the silk screening, doing the repairs,
the tenacity,
even doing this. Well, no, it's, you gotta, like, you have to just know as much as you want to do it and keep going, and not just saying the stuff that I did there. If you're doing anything, doing anything, you have to know when to walk away.
Yeah. Yes.
And there's very few days where we've showed, I think in how many years? What, 3, 4 years?
4?
Maybe 3, 4. I don't know.
It'll be 4 this winter.
Yeah. Okay. So in coming up on 4 years of doing this together, I think we've walked away 2, maybe 3 days where we're like, just not today. There's, where we actually had to like not.
Yeah. And those were frustrating days. We're still down here the amount of time it would have been for a show because we were doing anything we could just to put something out. But
right.
It's just, yeah.
And then not counting when we've actually taken off for holidays and whatnot.
Right. And we don't even take off every holiday if you think about it, dude. We do not take off every holiday. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
we don't.
Our bankers get more holidays than we do.
Yeah.
And that's, I think it's usually Mother's Day. Mother's Day, Thanksgiving, maybe, Christmas. Because we this past year we did one New Year's Eve. So like,
yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, to me, New Year's Eve is more of the holiday than New Year's is. Because nobody really does anything New Year's Day. I see that.
That's Wayne.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
The name's changed a few times. Hello, Wayne.
I haven't seen that bastard in a long time. Hi, Wayne. I've missed you. I just thought about him the other day. Well, we were talking about it. Yeah, last week or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said something. He came up in a conversation.
But no, it's crazy. Like, also, because think about in anybody that's maybe saw something, like, hey, that looks cool. And I'm only using the examples of what we do because that's what we know best.
Yeah.
Repairs, making merchandise, silk screening, and then creating audio and video show.
Mm-hmm.
If you thought, it's cool, I want to try and do my own thing, be prepared, because the time invested. Think about the time invested just into this
show alone,
and not counting no
buzz, anything,
no buzz, none of the repairs, none of the silk screening,
nothing. Just this.
Okay, and then add in life,
you too,
family, friends.
Yeah. How? Like, it's almost crazy that we do find the time for it, to be honest with you. I thought about this the other day too. I'm like, it's pretty fucking crazy that me and you are able to even just for an hour and a half every fucking Sunday scratch out a time before 5 o'clock to get here and do so. You know what I mean? Like,
let me take you back to like almost 4 years ago, and I was, like, and it was before any crazy shit happened in your life. It's when shit was good, at a good point.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not saying any set certain time, but like weekly, and you're like, not a fucking chance we can make this weekly. There's no absolute way I could be at the same place every week.
At the same time, pretty much. And dude,
you pulled it off somehow.
Not only that, dude, and then you add in the buzz and stuff. Like, that was a show that came out weekly. Like, and I went almost 30 some weeks straight with that thing before I ever took one off. Like,
yeah. And when you look back, That's what I'm saying. Whenever you don't think you can, push a little further, try a little harder, and then look back
and say, "Fuck yeah."
Yeah, look back at it later and be like, yeah, because going into it, we didn't, we always like, yeah, we can't do this.
Yeah, it was always the doubt. Yeah, we were our own worst enemies in a sense.
I don't think we're alone there. I think that's most of the world.
Yeah.
With whatever it is, I that's where that saying comes from. You're your own worst enemy, your own worst critic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's how it goes.
But I don't know. I think at times when we try to stop ourselves, we also push ourselves in a sense that way too. It's like, all right, just, and then we usually dive in and we usually figure it out. Between the two of us, we usually figure something out.
Right. I'm going to jump in chat here for a moment. I did say hi to Wayne, Michael, and Spencer earlier, but yeah, Wayne, we're doing well. And
yeah.
It's good to see you here, sir. I seen you put a video out the other day.
So he's getting refurb now? That's his?
Yeah, his business. He's cool. As far as I know, and I'm not, granted, I'm not
not there,
in England, so I can't go to the shop. Yeah, I wish I was.
I know, I wish you were too.
But as far as I know, he's crazy busy, learning, improving, doing better every day.
Yes, that's what we like.
As far as I know, but I haven't talked to him in months, so.
And same here. Yeah, I'm doing the best I have been in probably 2 years, really, mentally and stuff like that.
But here's the question: how are you doing, Wayne? If you're still there, give us a quick sum up in the chat. And I haven't watched your video yet, but I plan to. But I did see it published, so it's on my queue.
And he said, "I never had a degree, and my job has nothing to do with what's it in. They simply want to see I have a degree." Yeah, it's just they simply want to see if you spent money. Basically, it's all about money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the company that you're trying to get a job with doesn't care that you spent money per college.
No.
But literally. And I'm not saying this isn't about every college degree. I'm not trying to belittle or make it sound like doctors and physicists and people that have to do years and years and upon years and go hundreds of thousands.
I'll do the belittling around here. Huh? I said I'll do the belittling around here. Good. Yeah.
I'm not saying that their shit's not important. Yeah, obviously if it's a doctor, you want them to know what the shit they're doing and like. Yes. Yo, you attended medical school, you did this money. Yeah, that's great. But just some stuff, there's no, you don't need a 4-year degree to go flip burgers.
No.
No. But with some places, I'm sure some jobs where you were going to be cooking, they wanted to know if you had a degree.
Yeah, especially if you want to be in like, assistant manager or something like that of the place. Like they want, do you have this? So like it's wild. And it's like, dude, you put somebody in there and work their way up, they're going to see how it works anyway. You know what I mean? It's the same difference. Except I think the person going in there blind and working their way up probably is going to be better at it because you're not going to be fighting two ways in your head now. Like that's the only way you know what I mean?
Right.
Instead of like if they teach you a couple different ways at college, now you're like, we do it this way, do it this way, and that's the way to confuse yourself. You go in there blind, not knowing shit, work your way up, just knowing only their system. What are you going to be good at? Their system.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that most things with what you learn in books is going to apply in the real world, because exactly what you just said. You learn whatever about business management in a book, but the place that you are trying to get employment at does things totally different than from what you've learned.
Mm-hmm. But now you're contradicting yourself because you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you don't have that knowledge where you just, that's how it's done,
Or in the circumstance of what we talked about to begin with, if it's somebody's living and breathing it every day because it's what they want to do, and they've learned the main 10 different ways to do a thing, the 10 most popular ways to do something with business or whatever on their own,
mm-hmm.
versus just, yeah, definitely one way seems better than the other, but is it relevant? Probably not.
No, and we're probably wrong.
Let me get over here. I want to pause it. But no, it's.
Well, that's went fast today, man. Holy shit!
Did it? Where we at? I haven't even.
It was 4:40 already. We're almost going a half hour. It just doesn't.
Oh Jesus!
Doesn't even feel like it.
Yeah,
it was that dead deer.
Yeah, distracting us, man, from putting the show.
The dead deer's time cop, dude. It came back. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. It's a decoy right now. It's gonna get up later and like, yeah. What the fuck? Who plays? Jean-Claude Van Damme's actually in that deer right now. He's gonna like unzip the suit later and just walk out of it because he's all time cop like. And he's like, he's not coming back. It's like, obviously, dude, he's dead. Like,
I'm sorry, I couldn't make it through that whole movie.
Who could?
Nobody.
No, it's really good.
No, it I don't know, man. That's to sum up what we've learned. Almost 4 years of doing this and doing other various projects and business together.
Yeah.
Like I said, after you put the full work day in, and everybody else is done doing whatever, that's when we're usually just getting started.
Yeah. That's where we're kicking fires and lighting tires.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever way you want to say
it.
Yeah, it all applies. I don't know.
Do you want to hear something funny about Time Cop quick? So the director, okay? He's only directed 2 movies in his life, all right? Do you know what they were? Time Cop and Sudden Death, dude. What a fucking repertoire that is to have. Like, can you imagine going to a party and be like, yeah, I'm a director, and then you pull out those movies, they're gonna be like, dude, my cat video I made before this fucking thing's better than those movies, you know? Like,
cat video on YouTube.
Yeah. Like, get out of here, Time Cop and Sudden Death. Are you kidding me?
Could that guy make a comeback?
No, I don't think. The director or Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Both.
No, neither.
You don't think?
No, neither was a good actor, neither was a good director. It's like back to the Sinbad and Shaquille O'Neal thing. Like, they have all that shit in common, but the biggest thing they have in common is neither of them can act. Like,
right?
Yeah.
So how do you think that came to be that he was confused for being in a Genie movie?
Dude, I don't even want to get into this because like I was listening to that show the other night at work. You know what I mean? And like, dude, he's in a motherfucking Genie movie, and I don't care. Like, I'm gonna find a way, and I'm gonna find it. It's gonna be like the Lost Ark.
I think it's funny that he put out that April Fool's footage of him being in a movie.
Dude, there's like a last copy somewhere out there, and I'm gonna grab it and be like, that belongs in a museum.
Anyhow, if you're new here, which you're probably not, new audio episodes published every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Translate that to your time zone. And where are we ending this, sir?
Oh, you know where he's ending it, dude. We're gonna flip the hair, and we're gonna say the words.
What's that?
He's not coming back.